Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. Now, guys, I know you are used to having an episode coming live right now of an intriguing story. But tonight, I wanted us to have a frank talk. And it's going to be so frank, guys. It's going to be so personal. But I'm hoping that it's going to be beneficial to someone who needs to hear it, as well as it will be beneficial to me as well. So, first, let me just say thank you so much for joining me, and from wherever in the world you are watching from, and continue to make Uniquely Me your channel of choice. I am delighted to have you and I appreciate you so much. So, guys, tonight I want to talk about menopause, and you are probably wondering what in the world is Simone talking about? Why would she be talking about menopause? Well, guys, I'm going to share my personal experience. And I will say to you right now that I had the most, I don't know if I should say horrifying week, but I've had a very rough week this week. All compliments of menopause. So let me start from the top, and guys, the conversation box is open because I really want us to be talking. And of course, if you are new here, yes, you're hearing and the conceptualizer behind this channel. I'm Simone Stewart, and here we talk about the traumas and the struggles of women, and we also talk about the successes. But I want to tonight, we're zooming into something else and to see how together on a live chat we can help each other. Now, my own personal story with menopause, guys. 5 years ago, I did a surgery that would have, it's an hysterectomy. And so a hysterectomy, for those of you who are not so sure what that is the complete removal of the uterus. And in my case, I only had one ovary, so the ovary was taken as well. So instantly, I went into menopause. As a matter of fact, I remember saying to the doctor, I think it was a month or so, my follow-up visit. I remember saying to him, how will I know that I'm in menopause? When will it start? And he said, it started the moment we did the surgery. But little did I know what I have come to recognize them, because I realized shortly after I came in from the hospital, um, I noticed I was getting these chills, guys, like these extreme, like the day was piping hot, and I was cold, 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 cold. Hey, Shenlin, I was cold. What I didn't know is that there were chills, because again, let's face it, guys, everybody tells you every time you hear something about menopause, you hear hot flashes, hot flashes, hot flashes. So in my head, hot flashes, hot flashes, hot flashes, right? So I didn't start off with hot flashes. I started off with chills, the cold sweats and that kind of thing. Then it could have been maybe a year after that I noticed I was now getting the hot flashes. And so the hot flashes would come in sequence. I think in sequence. So I'd have 3 months where they would come and they would last for like 5 minutes, guys. They would come. I'd feel it coming up from my foot. The center of my stomach would get extremely hot, and then my face would just break out in sweat. And then within like 5 minutes, I would just get cool like cucumber. And I don't know, for those of you who have experienced or menopause or are experiencing it now, can attest. You get the extreme heat, and then it just gets so cool, like whew, whew, cool, and so that went on like for 3 months, and then it would break. Then it would come up for another 3 months, and then it would break, and then it would come. So that lasted for maybe about a year. Then I think what I noticed next was the insomnia, meaning I could not sleep. And guys, the insomnia was so bad that um, if I get to midnight, hey Jacinth, I get to midnight and I'm not sleeping, what would happen? Um, Oh my God, Joyce, we soon talk about that, Joyce, because that's a real thing. At midnight, if I wasn't sleeping at midnight, what would happen is that it's that my system would realize it's the next day and I just could not go to sleep. And so I realized that that was, well, I didn't know. The truth is, guys, I did not know I was in menopause. Well, those were menopausal symptoms. I had no clue. Then it got to, so that went on for a while, that stopped. Then we got to the place now of the headaches. And the headaches, this was probably year 4, that the headaches would have started. And I mean, when I say headaches, guys, I mean, I would have pain on this side of my head so bad. And then when it wasn't this side, it was this side. And then right here, I found that I was losing my hair in my temple area. And then the temple area would hurt so bad that I could, like I'm touching it now, I could not touch it. One of the things that I did notice, however, guys, is that shortly after surgery, I would notice these what appeared to be blood vessels. Well, that's how I explain it. The blood vessels feel like they were filling up and like they were popping in my head. The doctor said they're not popping. There is just the passage for the blood to go through. So that I had noticed within, I think, the first year, and that still continues. So there are times on different parts of my head I can't touch it. Right. And if you're just joining in, guys, we're talking about menopause and I'm sharing my own experience and what my week has been like with this. And I really, really want to hear from some of you. So I see you keep putting in the chat and I'm looking forward to discussing what's there. And yes, you're so right, Carvey. It is a very confusing thing. And I don't think enough people are talking about it. And that's why I decided to jump on a live. So, guys, so going back to the symptoms now. So, over time, so over the last 4 years, like I said, I've been seeing these things happening. Now, last year in particular, guys, I realized that I didn't call it that. I was driving and I noticed that. Some strange reason I just felt this sense of panic, and so I'd pull off the side of the road, and I thought it was just the fact that I was just driving a different vehicle. So I said, you know what? Let me go back to my old vehicle. I went back to my old vehicle. I wasn't having any problems. I was quite fine. Got rid of that vehicle, got another vehicle. I was quite fine until a few months ago. I'm noticing that when I'm to go like around a corner, the corner would look like this. So a corner is yes, it's supposed to look like this. But for me, so this is the corner. Yes, you're driving, but for me, the corner was like this. And then I kept feeling like I was going to tumble over. And I'm saying, no, this can't be right. And then if I'm to go down a hill, that would get scary. But I think I started taking it serious when I realized that I'm driving on a straight road. And guys, a straight road is like this. And all of a sudden, the road is looking like this. So instead of it looking straight, the road is now looking like this. And so I kept having to pull off. And then I got more serious, where now I had one particular day where I literally was frozen, and I had to take my car. I had to take my time, drive my car to the police station, leave it there, get a taxi to go where I needed to go, thanks to one of my friends, and come back home, and then drive back at snail pace to get home. And since then, that was like since March, it has been horrendous. Anyhow, again, guys, I still did not liken this to menopause until a few weeks ago when my doctor said to me, Simone, I think this is menopause. And I said, well, okay. But guys, Monday of the week that just went is when all hell, no, it wasn't Monday, it was Tuesday. All hell broke loose. Yeah, literally. All hell broke loose. And I mean, hell we know is filled with all kinds of crap and fire and the whole works. Just imagine that breaking loose. Tuesday morning, I got up and all of a sudden, guys, I just realized I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. And I am in that state and was in that state for 3 days. Now, how do I explain it? Imagine yourself somebody, when somebody frighten you, and that initial state of fright, that's exactly the state I was in for 3 days, guys. I would be sitting down and all of a sudden I would just like I'm like literally this. And it got worse. Like if anything that had a sense of urgency to it, I couldn't deal with it. Right, I couldn't deal with urgency. One morning, my son, it was 5:21. He needs to catch the bus at 5:30, and I looked down on the clock and realized it was 5:21, and I could not see. I needed to reach a plate. I could not reach it, guys. I could not see. It's like all of a sudden, this was me. This was my nerves, literally shaking, and I can't see. I can't manage to do whatever. And then I'm dizzy, 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 dizzy. I walked outside with him, and guys, I couldn't like. It's as if I can't contain myself outside. I can't. My brain cannot handle everything outside, and so I had to say, "Hey, I have to come back in. I have to go back in," and and go back to bed. And that went on for a few mornings. And yes, I see here Rita, yes, becoming an emotional wreck. That's exactly what was happening, Rita. I was an emotional wreck, and then it seems as if the mornings is when it would start. So I would wake up, and that's when it would just seem like the moment my eyes are open, I'm instantly in a panic. And I'm saying, why is this? Then one evening, a friend of mine, we were going somewhere, and she said within half an hour she would come back to get me. But within that time, somebody else came to me. And just the thought that I have short amount of time to get ready, to be ready for her to come to talk to this person. I literally found myself doing this, guys. And the thought too that I need to go outside or I need to be leaving my house was now beginning to drive me crazy. And I wanted to be frank and talk about this because many of us um many of us are not aware, right? We're not aware. And so I did some checks. Let me just see if I can just read through some of the chats here first. So I know somebody said that their husband left when their menopause started. All right, I'm 62 and it's very confusing. When will it stop? That's a question I have too, Carvey. Or mention educate themselves. Yes, Joyce. I That's the thing. And unfortunately, what I didn't realize, you see, Joyce, is that I had become, even before this, because I'm looking back now at a number of things that has taken place over the last maybe 2 years, and realizing now that they were all menopausal. I was on an emotional roller coaster and I didn't realize it. And I guess my poor husband had to deal with it. But I didn't realize that. Now I'm realizing that I was putting a little bit more pressure on him, because to me, it was leading me to be very insecure, not feeling loved, not feeling wanted enough, just thinking that he was just paying more attention to the children and everything else. But now I'm realizing that what's happening is that I have been on an emotional roller coaster with this, because it's like what I'm discovering that menopause is doing, guys, it's magnifying everything. It's literally magnifying everything. All right. So Paula, my friend said it gave her high blood pressure and caused her to get tested glasses. I wouldn't be surprised, Paula, if that's the case, because it's within this time frame. I wear glasses, but the truth is I only wear it for the computer and to be able to see. The high blood pressure, what I'm noticing is that the headaches, as I spoke about earlier on, it could be that, but it's a matter now of how is she taking care while the things are happening. How are we taking care of ourselves? And I find that again, guys, based on my research, why a number of us going through menopause are going to end up with a lot of ailments is because we are not knowledgeable and we're not taking care of ourselves during that time. So when we get out of menopause, right, we end up having more sickness than we really should have. All right, Justin says, I'm 49. I think I'm in premenopausal, but my body returned to normal for now. So, Jacinth, one of the things I have discovered from my research is that you're not considered to be in menopause until 2 years after your period. So I'm really so I the school of thought is different because, again, it is said that sometimes the period will stop and it will come back. But it is said that once you have 2 clear years of no period, then you are literally in menopause. But like for me, it was medically induced. So I don't know if there's anybody here that yours was medically induced because you had to take out your uterus and the ovaries. Some persons, it is said that they will leave the ovaries because of the same problem, not wanting to put younger women in menopause. But like for me, based on the fact that I was coming up with cancer indicators, they had to take everything. All right, Paula Anderson, it makes you feel like you have every sickness. Oh yes, oh yes. um I suffer panic attack. Joyce, please tell me how you deal with the panic attacks. Please tell me, Joyce, how do you deal with the panic attacks? Because that's one of the things. I mean, guys, the hot flash is bad, but I can tell you, I'm finding myself handling the hot flashes a lot better than I'm handling the panic attack. Guys, I can't drive my vehicle. I cannot, and I have to be saying to myself, I am not going to allow myself to become crippled. I am going to drive my vehicle, right? So I've had to be relying to some degree on help to go around. I became an emotional wreck. Yes, Rita, share with us. How did that, in terms of the emotional wreck, what did it do? All right, Apostle, good night, everyone. I'm Faitlin. I'm young, very interesting, and guess I'm not too young to learn. Okay, hey Faitlin. All right, this is the attack of the enemy. Beverly, I'm going to share something with you. I had to see, and I soon get into the whole matter of the remedies. What is it that I have since embarked on? But there are three things coming out here. There is the physical, or what we call, the psycho. There's the physiological, which is the physical. There's the psychological, and there's the spiritual. We soon talk about the attack because that's the spiritual. And so, yes, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but I will say something to you, ladies. What happened when, yes, you have dealt with it, that God has not given you a spirit of fear, but you're experiencing menopause, you're experiencing the physical effects of menopause. So we want to talk about that too. Good night, everyone. Hey, Michelle. I didn't want to I didn't want to be touched at times, had bad mood swings. Yes, mood swings is said to be another one of the symptoms of menopause. So you're on this emotional roller coaster. But guys, I think for me, what I discovered this week with the mood swings, so it wasn't, I guess I wasn't in an environment to be happy or sad, but what I found is I was dropping, like I felt like I was doing as dropping and coming up, and that was more like my blood sugar. um if I got hungry, or I got dehydrated, or I got tired, I would take a nosedive, and it left a feeling in my head, guys, a feeling in my head and in my stomach, like I thought it was the end. One morning in particular this week, again, when the panic attack came, guys, I remember feeling this sense of doom. It's as if there was no hope. That's how bad you're feeling, guys. There is no hope. Your body is giving way. You're living in the bathroom because everything is happening and you just cannot find that place. And listen, you know me, guys, and you hear me. I'm very confident. I know myself. But imagine that you have no way of controlling yourself and getting a hold and saying, hey, I can do this. I can snap myself out of it. It's not that easy. It's not that easy, guys. It is, as a matter of fact, it is said that when you start going through menopause, your body is losing estrogen. Now, for me, and for those of you who it was surgically induced, remember, anything that would produce estrogen for us was taken out. Right? So what's happening now? So literally, I have the main organ that should be producing estrogen is not there. So I'm wondering now if my brain is now recognizing that all of it is depleted, and so I keep doing it's giving me this extreme dip. I mean, it's so bad, guys. When it happens, the panic attacks get worse, and you feel it crawling all over you. You feel like literally this sense of doom. And if I begin, and then my brain is running wild, I can tell you I'm thinking about everything. And I'm like, God, I can't do this. This cannot be right. This cannot be right. Right. So the mood swings, yeah. It gives you osteoporosis. And again, Joyce, that comes back, you see, to, again, like I said, guys, my research is showing if we're not taking care of ourselves during this point of the menopause, we are going to come out of it with all kinds of illnesses, high blood pressure, osteoporosis, and different things, panic disorder, and that kind of thing. So we soon come to it. Anity Boo, oh, true, Simone, I'm having some of those symptoms. Oh, girl, I'm telling you, how are you handling them? This is good. Estrogen. Yes, Michelle, the estro, estroven. What is estroven? Is it a tablet? What is it? Tell me about it, girl. Mine stopped 2 years and came in April of this year. So Joyce, it means then again from research, you may not be in a full menopause, but you may be in perimenopause. Are you experiencing any of the other symptoms that goes with menopause? Which again, every woman is different, guys. Every woman is different. So you'll find that no two women might necessarily be having the same things, or we can't all report the same thing. Hot flashes seem to be a common thing, but it seems to be that different women have different symptoms. At Annie, I'm 62 and been going through it since 53. Oh my Jesus. It never seemed to stop. No. So this is what it is said. Again, there seems to be no one who has been able to confirm when does menopause stop, right? Or the symptoms per se, when does it stop? It is said it can go on for 5 years, 7 years. I don't know. The general school of thought is that it ends at 5 years. But if you're 62, so it means that, girl, you've been going through it for 9 years. Wow. Oh my God. What have been some of those symptoms that you've been having, Annie, in terms of now that you're 62? Are you having the panic attacks? Are you having the headaches, the mood swings? What are you having, and what have you been taking? I too have induced menopause. Oh, Garzel. Yes, girl, what has been happening to you and how long has it been? I talk a lot. I create a church chat group. Yes, Joyce. This, and guys, that's why I am here talking about it. Um, it's from age 29, Rita. Oh my God, Rita. So Rita, all right, you are giving me hope, Rita. How long ago did you do it? Is it that you're over it now in terms of all the menopausal symptoms over now? How long did it take you to go through it? Guys, one of the things I'm wondering. So again, like I said, it is said that menopause goes on for 5 years, roughly. And I would have done surgery 5 years now. But it is also said that most women go into menopause between age 45 and 50. This year, I became 45. And so I'm wondering now if, yes, it was medically induced, but is it a case where my body is now, this is the time that my body would have gone into menopause? And am I now having a clash? And hence why I'm having the panic attacks in such a bad way. And prior to this, guys, prior to this week, it was only affecting me when I was driving. And I was so angry because I was saying, why is this thing affecting me when I'm driving? Granted, I didn't know it was menopause. I was just having these panic, right? So I would drive like this, right? And the whole, like, always anticipating what's coming, what's about to come up. I realized that the fear of the unknown. So I'm going around a corner, which explains why it would attack me then. Going around a corner, you really don't know what's around the corner. Or if I'm to go down a hill, it would come on then. So yeah. Um, let's see. So Grace, I agree, Campbell. Good evening. You got a stroke, Grace? Oh, Jesus of mercy. When it started, did you recover, Grace? Have you recovered from that stroke? Why did it cause a stroke? Is it that you got high blood pressure? What happened? Ladies, as I'm going through this, I'm looking back now at a number of the ladies, the older ladies that I would have grown up with, and the things that they would have gone through. And I'm really realizing now that most of these ailments came when they started menopause. Right? Menopause, our bodies are going through changes. And I'm discovering that. And the thing is, we have to accept it. Our bodies are going through changes, and it's a matter of how we are now going to address it and adjust ourselves to it. All right, this works for me. I bought it from my mom. Estroven. Okay, Michelle, estroven. All right, so I'll look for that. I gain a lot of weight, belly fat, hair loss, and weak bones. Yes, Joyce, right. So Joyce, are you the one that said that you've been going through it for let me see. I'm trying to confirm, Joyce, if you're the one who been going through it for how many years. But yes, the weight gain. So I realized weight gain is one of them. For me, guys, I'm losing a lot of weight, and now I'm understanding why I've been losing a lot of weight. Granted, I've been exercising and stuff and doing some fast and stuff, but common things is that most women is said to gain a lot of weight during this time. The belly fat, yes, the big fat belly, the hair loss, the weak bones. And it could be two joys that, again, ladies, if we're not taking care of ourselves during this time, what is going to happen when we come out of the menopause or as we go through the menopause, we are going to be developing these sicknesses and stuff that we'll end up having to live with. Estrogen is good for menopause. Now, Michelle, one of the things that was recommended for me, and I'm wondering if estrogen is that it is said that hormone therapy is one of the things that was recommended. So my other friend here who went through the surgically induced, I don't know if they gave you hormone replacements, but I had decided not to take hormone replacements because I said to myself, I don't know what age I would have gone into menopause, if it would have been then or closer to then. And I was also very I didn't want to deal with the side effects. So some of the side effects of taking hormone replacements is it said that it will induce other cancers, heart attack, stroke, and that kind of thing. So I decided that I would stay away from the hormone therapy. Not only that, guys, but the for after a while of being on hormone therapy, you are going to have to come off it. And it's then that you are going to experience menopause, right? Or the symptoms. So now that I'm going through it, I don't know if I want to have to deal with it. So estrogen, is it what is it? So I'm going to do the research on that to see what it is. Joyce, yes, I talked about the sleepless nights, but that went, Joyce. How is it for you? For me, it went. Oh, Michelle, great. Thanks. You're explaining. So estrogen is a tablet. It helps with everything. Okay, estrogen. Michelle, send me a message on WhatsApp, so I'll have that. All right. I use estrogen, nothing helped. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. I'm 6 years and still going. Yes, Joyce. Wow. My mom used estrogen and it helps her very well. All right. I know a young lady. She said that menopause let her feel as if she's going crazy. So, guys, let me tell you, honestly, the other morning, I literally thought I was gonna go crazy. Like I think I did a video. It's too dark though. I was gonna post it, but I literally felt like I was literally going to go crazy because you can't control what's happening. You feel like you're out of control, guys. You're here. If I had hair, I would tear it out. I did hear of a lady who tore her hair out, by the way, because your head feels funny. I can't explain the funny. Your head feels funny. Your ears, your eyes, you're dizzy all the time. You have this bad feeling on the inside. You're weak. You just don't want to do nothing. That's what it boiled down to. Right? I'm now going to a naturopath doctor. All right. So I'll soon share some things with you as it relates to the naturopath, Joyce. Just some plant-based things that I have been trying to use. All right, so Rita says, I'm now 69. I'm still an emotional wreck. I have to take antidepressants, and that's it. Unfortunately, yeah. Based on what was happening to me this week, I had to be placed on antidepressants to control the anxiety because the truth is, guys, you can't stay in that state of panic. It's too much for the heart and it's just too much. I mean, you're constantly in a panic and it's creeping up your skin. It's creeping up your skin and into your flesh, and it's annoying. It's annoying. It's more than 5 years. I'm still having hot flashes. Okay, so do they go and come? I noticed since this week, Carvey, that the hot flashes are now back. So I'm dealing with them. But the thing is, like I said, having gone through the panic attack and all of what I went through this week, I don't know if hot flashes is anything for me to complain about anymore. I'm dealing with them. Yes, you get extremely hot. And I must admit that, guys, the heat, the heat, but it goes quickly. Like within 5 minutes, it's cool. It's nice and cool. All right. All right. Amberen is good. Okay. Is guys, these medications that you're sharing, are they in Jamaica? Are they prescribed or are they over the counter? All right, trust me, I eat really healthy. Okay, great. Right, Miriam, by anything, I mean what is good for one is not good for all. Yes, that is true. That's true. It might not be what works. And I, like I said, guys, that whatever symptoms one woman has, another woman might not have it. A girlfriend of mine just sharing with me this evening. She has had nothing apart from the fact that she just knows that her knew that her period stopped. She literally had no other symptom. So for some persons it worked, right? I chose not to take hormone therapy. Awesome, Rita. Awesome. Me too. Yes, I have high blood pressure, but I think it gets worse when the menopause starts. Oh wow. Oh Grace. Wow. That's the sad part. Yeah. All right, Anibu, I'm taking evening primrose and black hash. They help very well without the hot flashes. Still experiencing the headaches and anxiety, but definitely lesser. All right, so let's move into some of the things that I'm using. All right, I see Joyce says I'm using evening primrose, black hash, nothing help. Ooh, good night. Hey Anita. Annie, at panic attacks, but at panic attack, but the hot flashes come even when I'm using AC. I have mood swings, brief memory losses, and headache. Yes, I think I've been noticing the memory losses, and I saw something this week which got me a little. I said I didn't want to focus on it. It is said that women who is surgically induced into menopause, that we're more at risk for dementia. The research seemed to be well grounded, but I right now I don't want to focus on it. I don't think my capacity right now can handle that. That's going to be something else. That's going to be another stressful thought that I don't want to handle right now. But if you want to go do the research, all right, using the naturopath in a month now, I have lost 12 pounds and change of diet seems to be helping a bit. Great. Yes. I just want to read the rest of these and then my mother hot flashes are terrible. I can stay from afar and feel it off her. Wow. Wow. How long does our hot flashes last for? Like I said, you break out, literally break out, but it cools afterwards. This sounds like post-traumatic stress disorder. That's a form of panic attack. Yeah, it's over the counter. Okay. I did not have hormone therapy. I eat right, and by the help of God, I'm doing good. I'm also taking evening primrose. Okay, good. I haven't used anything for it. I just ride it through as a natural body change. Well, guys, all right, let me just go down. You have to begin to know your body at a whole nother level. At going through menopause, it's time for you to begin research and see what will work for you. Yes, Miriam, I must admit, I must agree with you. I only had hot flashes. Anita, good. You don't want nothing else. Auntie Faye, let me see what you're saying. I also had medically induced menopause now for 7 years. Wow. I didn't take hormone replacement, but I was introduced to rosemary tablets and they do help. I also drink nutmeg tea and it's good. Also, I have terrible sleepless nights at time. All right, so guys, let's move into what is it that I have used this week that has helped or over time. Because when the headaches and stuff had started, there were some things that my doctors. Oh, did I tell you guys that when the headache started, not knowing that it was menopause, I did an MRI. I think I did two MRI, two CT scan because the headaches were so bad, right? So I did those. Of course, they came at normal. So there's a staple. There are some things that I've used that I was not using them as often, but now I realize that they are now going to be part of my day. Guys, this bottle of water, since this week, I don't know how much of it I've drank since week. I literally I'm living on water now because one of the things it is said that dehydration helps to make your menopause symptoms worse, the dizziness, the waking up in the morning feeling like whose body is this. So it said that because during the night we would have been fasting in terms of sleeping, it is required that you have water, so you're constantly drinking water. And I have found that when the panic attacks and stuff come, I would just keep drinking, just drink a lot of water to flush my system, right? So the water, thanks Auntie Faye, I need to probably get some coconut water. But yes, the water. Evening primrose. I always had the evening primrose. Red clover, guys. I bought a pack because I couldn't find the tablets here any at all. So I bought it on Amazon. And today I went to the market and I got the Bush Farm. Um, I'm going to show you what they look like. Moya, come here. I'm going to show you what they look like. So I got the red clover, both in tablet and in Bush Farm. I have evening primrose. I have sunflower seed, guys, pumpkin seed, flax seed, chia seed, oats, and soy. And I have just started to indulge in yogurt. So I had stopped using sugar about 4 years ago. I stopped using sugar because for whatever reason. And one of the things I'm discovering now is that you really want to stay away from the sugars, right? Hold on. Moya, come here. You want to be staying away from the sugars, anything sweet, anything that's going to spike you. So like I shared with you, hold on one minute for me. Right. So anything that's going to spike your sugar, because one of the thing that with estrogen, one of the thing that is said, guys, is that how you go now, it will cause your blood sugar to drop. Hold on. And bring me all the seeds I have there. So this is the red clover. Ooh, can you see? This is the red clover. Oh wow. This is the one. This is Nature's Way. I had bought this one on. I'm hoping you can see, guys. I don't know how to do it so that the camera, right? So I hope you can see it. Yeah. So that's one. And of course, the evening primrose, guys. Evening primrose. Nice. All right. So those of you who don't know, sunflower seed. I hope you can. Oh, but no, my seed will drop out. I hope you can see. This is what the sunflower seed looks like, right? Sunflower seeds. I bought this today, and the pumpkin seed bought this today too, and this is a flaxseed, guys. It's a matter of adding as much fiber and stuff to your diet. Let me see what is here before I continue. Great. When I sweat a lot, oh yes, when you sweat a lot, your body gets hydrated. Yes, that's true. That is true. Coconut water is good too. Oh no. Milk-free yogurt, sugar makes you hyper. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yes, it's clear. Oh, great, great, great. All right, I'm coming. I have all those. My sexual feeling don't come back yet, and I have a husband. Glad that you are talking about it. So I must talk about expensive in Montego Bay health store. Paula, let me tell you something. So for these, well, I think no. Oh, I bought this one when I went up the other day, but you can go on Amazon and look for them. I couldn't find, like I said, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the red clover here, but I found it in the Bush farm. In the She didn't bring it. I found it in the herb farm, not bush herbs. And I paid maybe 300 and something dollars for it today. Granted, I'm in St. Catherine, so I got it today. But try your herb store. Some of the herb store, if you're going like to the proactives and that kind of thing, so those might be expensive. But you have some little bushman, or well, not bushman, but some herb stores. They're all over. If you are in Kingston, guys, there's one on Harbor Street. We call him the peanut shop. He has everything there. And so it is finding those things. So what I've been doing, let me share what I've been doing now, because I realized I can't go hungry. The moment I start going hungry, I start taking a nosedive. The moment I am seemingly dehydrated, I start taking a nosedive. And when I'm tired, I start taking a nosedive. And the nosedive that I'm taking, I don't like, because it is making me jittery. It's bringing on the panic, and it's bringing on this horrible feeling in my head and my stomach that's making me feel so lost. And I don't like the feeling, guys. I don't like the feeling. So what I've been doing is I'm really trying to, like, I keep the water beside me all the time. So I'm always walking around with this bottle. I bought also peanut raisins, walnuts, because it is said that those are also very good in some of the things that you need to help you to balance out whatever is going on. You don't want to top up on too much of them, guys, because again, too much And not, you don't want to do excess with anything at all. Anything excess is trouble on its own. So you don't want to do anything in excess, right? You want to be taking everything in moderation, but very keenly. We want to get to know our bodies, and that's one of the things I'm discovering, that I need to learn my body. It's a new way of life to live, and it's getting to know my body. One of the things that works tremendously is to know your body type and begin to eat accordingly. You obviously have to eat according to your body type. Yes, Miriam. Miriam, you sound like you go through this. You are so right. Compressed coconut oil is good for memory loss, but lost you guys at the herbal shop. Yes, that is true. Carlene. Hey, Carlene. I suggest the Ambien for the reduced libido or loss of sexual feeling. It's great. I recommended it to a friend. I'm going to try St. Claver's Street Health Store this Tuesday. Okay, great. Right. Nuts is high in fat, and you don't want, because remember, guys, that belly fat thing that they're talking about in menopause, it has to do something with the nuts. The flaxseed, and the walnuts, I have no sugar. Okay, great. Something else I did today, I did a research on it, but I found that it worked. The chickpeas, guys. So talking about changing our diet, I found that chickpeas, well, I did a good portion of it today, but I found that because of all the nutrients and stuff that is in the chickpeas, it seemed to be great to add to our daily diet. Now, guys, again, I'm not a doctor. This is just my personal experience, and I'm sharing it with you. So make sure that you're first talking with your doctor. Listen, my doctor is now on speed dial. God help her. She's traveling, and every minute may have something to send to her, asking her opinion and stuff. I noticed too, guys, we forgot to talk about this, that one of the symptoms too of menopause is flatulence or gas, right? And so I've been noticing now that I'm having these gas pains over here, and I'm saying, how can I be having gas pains and I'm eating so much? Because I don't want my blood sugar to drop. I have been eating a lot and eating. So I'm not sure why am I having gas pains, but I've discovered that gas pain and flatulence and that kind of thing is also part of the menopause. Some unusual things are part of the menopause. Miriam, what is happening at menopause is a war between the heart, the brain, and the womb. The long and short of it is to begin to strengthen your heart in order to be able to win the war. You're so right, Miriam. And Miriam, that's why I come back to say that it is psychological, it's physiological, and it is spiritual. So somebody will say, and guys, here's where I'm going. Yes, Joyce, the gas, not true. But the flaxseed, I think, should help. And as much adding the fiber to our bodies should help us to pass. It is also said that for some persons, so like guys, something grows here that I had noticed a few months earlier is that I call this it's gotta be gross, but I'm discovering it's all part of the menopause, guys, and we're being frank. These pebble pebble stool, and I couldn't understand what was causing it. But since this week, now that everything is on me, I realize that they're all gone. But apparently it's also because there's constipation during, some persons go through constipation too during menopause. Guys, like all of this, I'm just realizing that, all of these things, it's since my birthday in February, like all of these things were coming in a flood form. So I was having all of these symptoms, in terms of they were at intervals, but since my birthday, it's as if everything is in a flood form. And then now this is what, three months later, like whoosh, I'm having this whoosh of symptoms. What I'm really praying and hoping is that, listen, if menopause lasts for 5 years, that this is my fifth year since I would have been induced, and I'm really hoping that this is the last year of it. But I have been saying to the Lord, Father, give me patient endurance. Patient endurance. So, guys, apart from the seeds and the tablets and the water, very important is rest. Our body is going through a change. Our body is adjusting. It's like a baby moving from a baby stage to a toddler, then to a little what you call it now, child, then and teen, and they're adjusting. We had to do this when periods, right? Our bodies had to adjust. When we got pregnant, our bodies had to adjust to being pregnant. And unfortunately, we seem to be, we're now plateauing and taking a nosedive. So our bodies are now adjusting. You know, they say life begins at 50. And I'm saying if menopause is messing me up at 45, what's going to happen when I get to 50? But I am doing all of what I can do. And one of the things is to talk about it, guys. I'm going to make a chatting thing out of it. I'm going to talk about it. I want to hear how other women are dealing with it. I want to try some of what they're trying, right? I'm going to be in dialogue with my doctor. I'm going to research what I want to be able to manage my menopause, right? My menopausal years, so that when I'm done with menopause, I'm going to be hotter than I have ever been. And this hotter now is not the hot flashes, it's the hot and sexy, good looking girl. Yeah, because one of the things I've noticed, okay, so the grays are coming out and the skin, I'm just looking at, some parts of my skin. I say, okay, my skin look like it's changing and stuff, and that's going to happen, right? But it's how we are taking care of ourselves. I'm going to reduce stress. So like I've now come to recognize that I can't deal with anything that is going to pressure me. So if you're going to come to pick me up and you're going to rush me, you're going to have to leave me, because the stress alone, just knowing that I have a small amount of time to get ready, is going to make me so panicky that I won't be able to manage, right? And yes, I am on medication to help me with the panic. I don't intend to stay on medication for panic. I don't intend to have a panic disorder, right? I don't intend to claim that any at all. And this is the spiritual part of it now. I intend to walk without fear, because God has not given me a spirit of fear. And so while I'm taking care of my spiritual, I'm adjusting my mind. I'm making the effort to adjust my mind. And I'm also going to be talking to my doctor. Excuse me. I'm going to keep a close relationship with my doctor. And I forgot to mention that I also got a counselor, guys, that I'm talking through some stuff with. Because what I'm realizing is that there are some things that apparently were deep seated. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, with all the heat. And so, guys, while I've been talking to you, I realized that the hot flashes came on, because right now I'm very cool, right? Um, so I'm talking through with the counselor, trying to see if there are other deep seated things. I've been induced for 22 years. Wow. Are you still experiencing the menopausal stuff up to now? Girls, let me know. I'm 63 and still going through it. Wow, it's terrible. My sweat is coming from my head. Yeah, I know that feeling. When I'm stressed, it affects me more, right, sis? You are so right. So we have to control stress. So I'm saying that anything that is going to rush me, anything that is going to cause me unnecessary pain. Because guys, let me tell you something. Let me tell you one of the things I really don't want to do. You're welcome. One of the things I'm 49, my period stopped from December, and I'm going through all the symptoms: hot flash, headache, night sweat, swelling in my body, pain, swelling, all kinds of sickness I'm going through. Yeah. It's perimenopause that Anne Marie, because it is said that you have to wait 2 full years of your period stopping to know that you're kind of out, you're in, what you go, out of menopause, in menopause. I don't know. One of those. So yeah, girl, you still have a little way to go. um I am not going to anything that's going right. I was saying we don't want to make excuses for lashing out at somebody, to say, well, I'm in menopause and that gives me a chance, an opportunity, or a reason to be rude. I'm not trying to build an unhealthy environment around me, if you understand what I mean. Because the last thing you really want right now, guys, is an unhealthy environment. Now, we didn't talk about the matter of relationship and sex, but what we have noticed, and guys, if we'll be honest and really look around, many of our marriages tend to break up in this time. Many of our marriages go AY because one, men don't understand what the women are going through. Women, we have become more demanding, whether we want to believe it or not. We become more demanding in this period, we are dealing with the challenges of the changes in our body. So yes, we might be a little bit more miserable, we may be harder to live with, and our demands are greater, so our men are not handling that very well. And so what tends to happen is that we want a break and they want a break, and most time they end up cheating. And so because they end up cheating, we thinking that they did us an injustice, we everybody asks for a divorce. And so before we know it, a good thing has fallen apart, right? The marriage has broken up. We are lonely. The man has moved on with a younger lady because he didn't understand what we were going through. So we didn't talk about the fact that when you go through menopause, you end up with what is called a dry. Most women experience dryness, and dryness in the area, in the private part, guys. So I didn't see anybody stating it here. Joyce, I'm so happy you're talking about it. This, my husband of 10 years walked up because I'm going through menopause. Yes, girl. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Joyce. I had instant woman pause. Angela, this was from total hysterectomy, surgically menopause, surgical. Yes, Angela, if you were here from before, that's me. I went through that as well. And so it sent me into it. This is my 5th year. And so it's this week, I just started crashing with it. How is it for you, Angela? Are you having any symptoms? And how long did you do surgery for? Estrogen has a lot of side effects. Yes, Anne Marie, the hormone replacement, right? So the dryness, guys, the dryness, what can you do? Well, what I have found, to be honest, well, not for me, I think that's the only thing I never had, and I hope I never have. But what I have found is that if you still have the mood, if you're still able to do it, 8 years now, still going through it. Oh my God. Boy, Jesus. Um, yeah, girl. Yeah. And this is my 5th year. I had to pause a bit because I really, the panic attack is what is the problem. The menopause thing is a problem. I'm almost 55, and even right now I'm watching from Florida and I just feel hot and taking off my wig because the heat just come down sudden sometimes. Black hash. Yes, I'm looking for the black hash, Arlene. I can't seem to find. I might have to go online for it. But the red clover has been working. I'm gonna be trying the herb tomorrow morning and see how it works. But I do notice that when I take the red clover in the evenings, it tend to mellow me out for the rest of the evening until I go to bed. I take the antidepressant before I go to bed too. All right. I'm been having some of those symptoms since I lost my only child. Wow. I went into a bad depression and I'm getting over. Oh, Gerzel. Oh, girl. I pray the strength of the Lord for you. Miriam, I'm not a doctor either, but what I had to find out my body for myself, because medical school, all honor to them, they did not learn my body or your body. I don't mean to dishonor. No, girl, you're right. I am now discovering I am going to have to learn me. I am going to have to learn me. Arlene, you miss it. Yeah, I was showing it. The evening primrose and stuff, and then all the seeds. Yeah, all the seeds and stuff, and the water and the sleep. I am now coming back to talking about, ladies, how are we going to get through this? We are going to have to get through this by taking charge of menopause. Menopause is not going to control us. Like I said, I'm coming out of this with a hot, sexy body, good looking girl. I'm coming out of this, right? I'm not going to come out of this as a hot mess or a broke down truck. Because I have and I'm not doing it for my husband either. I'm doing it for me because I'm discovering that in this time, it's going to be about me. My children are getting older, and for most of you ladies who've been talking, you would have had children who are older, or or for girls that there's no family per se. And so who are you going to do it for? I don't want to be having these bad feelings every day. It's the debilitating. Is that the word? Debilitating, right? It is, right? I'm actually at a function, so I'm at the back, but who cares? Full on. To God be the glory. I'm 55. I'm not experiencing no symptoms at all. Trust God, it will not change. Marva, fingers crossed, girl. You're making me smile. Yeah, Joyce, we have to come out of this looking good. I stopped teaching, would have found myself in prison, praying and taking charge of the physical. Perfect topic for mental health month. Well, I'm happy. I am so happy. Um, we have to take charge, ladies. We have to take charge of our psyche, our mental health. The Sophia, I can't pronounce the word here right now, but you get the picture. We have to take control of our thoughts. We have to take control of our health, and we have to give the spiritual man to God. And when all is said and done, we put him at the center of it all. So, guys, what am I saying is that the spiritual, we're going to be praying, we're going to be using the word, right? And from that, we're going to develop some positive affirmations that we're going to use to treat our minds. We're going to tell ourselves, I'm not afraid. I can do this. This is just a season. I'm coming out of this. Look at me. I'm looking in, looking out, looking even better. Watch me, may I come, right? And then physiologically, health wise, if we have to take our meds, we're going to take our meds. If we have to take those antidepressants to help us with the mood swings, to help us with the panic attacks, to help us with the nervousness, we're going to do it. If we're going to have to drink our water, we're going to drink our water. If we're going to have to eat up our fruits and veggies, we're going to do so. If we have to drop the red meat from our diet, we're going to drop the red meat. If we're going to add more fish to it, we're going to add it. Whatever it is that we can do, guys, we're going to have to do it. And for the sex part of it, if it is, sex will be a problem for the husbands too, because women at menopause, well, most women cannot enjoy sex the way they used to. The husband will not be satisfied with sex as before. Sad reality. Yes, Miriam, that is so true. But the thing is, if it is that we are able to, for women that's going through it, if you have to get lubricants, get the lubricants. Whatever it is, the thing is, you're not about to lose your husband in this period. Why? We're not about to lose them. So there are a number of things that we're going to do. And like full of family say, look here, if I fling off the wig, we're going to fling off the wig until we cool down and put it back on. You know what I mean? And yes, we need to find a community of women that we can embrace each other and support each other in this time, right? I'm going to be putting out more of these, guys. I'm going to be sharing my experience because I need the help too. I might sound okay now, but guys, let me tell you something. Honestly, as I said, evenings have been good. It's the mornings up to about 12 o'clock that I've noticed this week that has not been so good. Today I was able to drive my car. I went out and came back. Granted, yes, I think I put a little undue pressure on myself because I kept saying to myself, and I sure if the panic attack going come on, and I sure if the dizziness going come on. So let me hurry and do this. And so yes, I'm finding a safe haven at home, but I can't stay in my house forever. I can't stay in my house forever. I have a job and I'm not trying to lose my job. And so it is also, guys, one of the reasons why we want to be talking is that we want to allow our bosses and our business owners and persons around us for them to understand what we're going through and how much we need their support in this time. I had to sit my children down and say to them, guys, this is what is happening. I'm going to need your support in this. I can't do this alone. I'm going to need your help. I've been going to my bed at 9 o'clock. So now I know I'm coming up to close to my it's 8:30. So yes, I'm gonna be wrapping this up shortly because I need to get a bath, I need to make my tea, I need to take my meds, and I'm gonna go to my bed. Right? I'm gonna go to my bed. And guys, if you can journalize what's happening, know your body. I can tell you all of what's happening to me because I'm keeping a mental note of it. And I am trying to say, okay, so what is it that caused me to be dizzy today? Right? Did I take something that made me dizzy? What time did I eat? What time did I not eat? What do I need to take to help me to deal with this? Which of the herbs work better? Which of the vitamins work better? Oh, did I forget? Take your vitamins, guys. Take your vitamins. Take your vitamins. Do your medical checkups, guys. Like I said, what happened with a lot of persons when they come out of this? Full of family girls say she put on back her wig. What happened is that a lot of women, a lot of women come out of menopause with all these they come out with diabetes, they come out with high blood pressure, They come out with osteoporosis. We come out with a lot of things because during the menopause, we're not taking care of ourselves. And yes, may I tell you, the way how me feel, oh my God, the last thing I want to be doing is taking any form of meds, doing anything at all. But I have to. I have to. I mean, sometimes even to go to the bathroom, you feel like you just forgot bed. You just can't be bothered. You just want to lie in bed. You just want to roll over and just curl up in bed. Well, guys, let me tell you. Like I said it twice. I'm gonna say it again. When I come out of this, I am coming out. I might have a few grays, and I'm gonna have to probably fall in love with the grays, right? And accept that I'm a gracefully aging 45 looking young girl, right? But I'm accepting me, and I'm going to learn my body, and I'm going to teach my husband how to appreciate my new body, how to love my new body. I'm teaching my children how to appreciate my new body, my new moods, right? I'm teaching my friends how to accept the fact that, okay, I might not be able to go at the same pace as you anymore, but this is how it is. I'm making an effort, and I'm asking you to support me on this. Yes, Karen. And I'm going to my boss. I mean, I want to take this moment to just really big up my boss. Nadine, I love you. You have been such an awesome support to me. Guys, let me tell you something. It's so important that your boss understand what's going on. You know, when she said to me, Simone, we meet twice per week. Is there anything else I could be doing to support you? I'm like, seriously, Nadine? I could not ask you for anything more. She's been so supportive, guys. She's been prayerful. She's sending me advice. She's just doing every single thing that can be done. Um, Yes. Oh, Jennifer, great. The magnesium. Jennifer, I wanted to know some more about the magnesium. I'm going to ask my doctor about it. I hear that magnesium and vitamin E, those are the two things I didn't talk about. I have not tried them, but I want to get some more information. Again, because of the antidepressant, guys, I'm not too over crazy about jumping into some things. Everything what that I'm asking my doctor first. What can I take this and stuff, because I don't want to be mixing meds. And I don't want to make anything worse. I really just want to go through this smoothly. So, guys, lastly, I've been praying and saying, Lord, grant me patient endurance to go through this. Let me not lose my smile. Let me not lose my hope. God, you are my hope. And if I lose my hope, what do I have? So so like I said, I'm treating my spiritual, I'm treating my mental, and I'm treating my physical, guys, right? We have to do all of that because we have to pull through this, guys. We are coming like this, out of this, like the rose we are. Yeah, where our skin might be a little bit more shriveled, but that's okay as long as we're able to move about, right? As long as we still have good health, we're eating right, and guys, fat not wearing anymore, so we're not trying to get fat. And some of the things that we might have to go on may cause our bodies, we're going to be shedding some of the weight. I find that when I use chia seed makes me lose weight. That's fine. I want to be healthy, right? I want to be taking my vitamin D and all the different things. I want to be healthy. These types of discussion is so crucial to help women. Yes, Miriam, that's so true. Thank you very much for talking about it. Blessings to you. Thank you, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Magnesium good for the heart. I take no medication. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, guys. So, great, Anita. So you're confirming that our body can look good. Did I say, guys, did I talk about exercise? Exercise, exercise, exercise. Well, so I'm gonna have to do my exercise before I go to bed, even though it's coming close to 9 o'clock. So I use YouTube, guys. I use YouTube and I look for these 10-minute workouts. I found this girl that does yoga. I think it's yoga with Andreen. Oh my God, I think she's fabulous. Just the way she does it. And so I go for walks, but I noticed this week with the dizziness, I couldn't do too much walking. So what I did, I came back in and I looked for the workouts and I did the workout. No, the exercise. Look here, Fitara, you cannot. Let me tell you, for those of us who are seriously in menopause now and dealing with it, you cannot afford to go without your exercise. So that's helping. It helps with the hot flashes, right? It makes it not so horrible, and you're also helping to strengthen your bones and just give yourself that feel good thing. It is said that the what is it, the dopamine, whatever comes from when you're doing your exercise, it helps with the, it's part of the hormone, helping to balance your hormones, right? So you cannot, yes, you cannot afford to go without the exercise, even if it is that you're going for a walk, but try to do something that will give you some sweat, right? um Try to do something. Yeah, getting this little, every now and again I get this little freeze over here in my head. That was happening a while ago. Yeah, the freeze. I don't know, maybe if I've been talking too much or what, but that was happening a while ago. Yeah, so I get these little things and stuff. So guys, listen. So do the exercises. Find them. They're there. The two so far that um there's this fabulous lady. I think I'll put them in the chat if I find them. I've been following them around. There's this site called A Vogel, or Vogel, something to that effect. They're in the UK. I found her channel to have been very helpful this week to understand the symptoms, understand what I'm going through, and how to manage it a little bit better. Um Guys, you want to stay away from the caffeine, anything that is high sugar. Remember, you don't want to spiking yourself, because so you go up, so you're going to come back down, and then it's going to get crazy. What I don't take any medication either. I drink a lot of bush, especially dandelion. Careful with the dandelion. It flushes it. It's supposed to flush your liver and stuff. But yes, rosemary and papaya leaves and exercise too. Okay, cool, cool. So one other thing I must say, I want to use bush and my food to help me. I don't want to be stocking up on the meds. I really want to be using herbs and my food to heal my body, or to make my body, this experience, a lot more comfortable. So guys, that's it from me. This was the episode for tonight. Uniquely me with Simone Stewart, a live chat, and talking about menopause. What are the symptoms? How is it that we are managing it? What are we using? And just a little community of women helping to support each other. I'm going to ask you to do me one favor. Just share this with somebody, guys. See, it's coming on again as I'm talking to you. Just this feeling, that's coming up with this feeling, and this nauseous feeling, and feeling like I'm going black out and stuff. So yeah, it's telling, my body's telling me it's tired now. So I'm gonna end here now. Do me a favor now. Let's share this episode with somebody, and so that they can find some real courage out of this personalized experience with menopause. Thanks again, guys. I love being here. I get them in my head too. Oh, good. It's good to see that other persons are going through some of these things. It makes me feel good. It makes me know that I'm not alone, and it makes me realize that, hey, we can get through this together. All right, so remember, guys, you need a good support system around you. Those of you, if you've not been talking to those around you, for them to understand, talk to them so that they can understand exactly what you're going through. All right, so guys, this will be up, coming up short, will be up in a minute after I finish. So just be sharing it with somebody else so that they can get some substance out of this. All right, guys, I'll see you again. Take care. Bye. Thank you.